Good morning. Brett and Cindy's tea and living. We're doing a little bit more moving around.
We had the day off, so we thought we'd get a little more gardening done.
We got us some yellow onions that was getting a little bitty too much roots down in these buckets, so it's time for them to go somewhere else.
We looked at the weather, and the weather's going to be pretty good for the next few days, so we're going to transplant them out in a little area where I normally grow onions at. I won't call it a box necessarily, but it's kind of divided off from the garden with blocks and wood. It's part of the garden. It's just blocked off, I guess you can say. We're going to transplant these in the garden, though. We got
this little plate
full of little onions to
little onion.
Try to ease into the ground out there.
And we're going to take the dirt that we had in here, put back around it while we put them in the dirt, the ground.
Something soft to grow in. We got a lot of clay soil here, so we have to amend pretty often or add wherever we can.
Put it out.
We thought we'd show you what we were up to this morning. We'll turn the camera back on when we get good and deep in the garden, I guess. Too wet to turn today.
Well, Brett has laid out some of them, and we got them laid down in a little trench, and he's fixing to pour some more dirt on them because our clay is a little heavy for him to be planted with just the dirt on it. So he's going to get it a little padding for it. I don't know who's a calling. I didn't recognize that number. They can leave a message.
Yeah, they can leave a message. I gotta get down there and stand them up.
All right. We'll catch back with you when we get this part done. All right. A little different angle. Just to let you know what he's doing. He's standing them up and packing some of the fresh dirt around it. Like I said, our yard is a lot of clay, so we have to add dirt and pot and soil and peat moss and stuff like that to loosen it up. So he's added some of this all-purpose potting mix to it to just kind of not be as hard for it to grow through. So he's just standing up the plant in the dirt, just kind of patting it around it a little bit.
And the sun will help it here for too long.
And the sun will help it stand back up and get some nourishment. It is a bright sunny day. You can see his shadow on the ground.
Yeah, it's almost 50 degrees.
It's almost. Well, there she is. It's a little row of about 30 plants. We moved out of the 50 count tray, and this is going in the garden. They'll stay here until we harvest them. This is the yellow onion. We did them a few at a time. These were the guys who grew up the fastest. So we're just going to keep an eye on them, watch them, make sure they keep growing.
Okay, we're back for one more little round here. I went and got my water jug, sprinkled some water over real lightly, make sure they kind of got washed in. The reason we went ahead and done it today, it's supposed to be in the 50s today. Good warm day for January. But it's supposed to come a light rain tonight. Good chance tomorrow for a small rain, so we're hoping the rain will help set them in. I thought I'd get them started by sprinkling the water over them. We've got another spot up here tore up. We've got some more onions. They're Alyssa Craig, Baker Creek seed onions. Supposed to be a really big onion. We've got a few of them. It's pretty good size. We realize the dirt's still a little wet and still a little cold, so we're going to let the sun shine on it for a little while. We'll come back and put the other ones in later.
All right. Here are the Alyssa Craigs. We did the yellow onions and we showed you how we was doing those. And then we went back in the house and took the Alyssa Craigs out of the 50 count tray and brought them out here and did the same thing that we did with the yellow onion. See, right there's the yellow onion that we planted earlier. We showed you. And then up here is the Alyssa Craigs. We have a little space in between them, not much, but we got to get a little more of the good dirt to work into the clay that we have here. But this is what we've done. We've transplanted, I counted 28 yellow onions and 27 Alyssa Craigs. And if you remember, we put them in a 50 count tray, so Brent ended up dropping a few more seeds in the compartments than we had started. I think after the ones we had left in the house, we're going to end up having 35 of the 25 half of the tray. We had 35 plants come up in that 25 spots. But the yellow, we had 47 come up in the 25 count spots. So it was almost 2 seeds fell in the yellow. Some of the Alyssa Craig had double seeds, but we ended up with 47 of the yellow onion coming up in that tray and 35 of the Alyssa Craigs. So that's probably why we needed to move them out and separate them out, because we had multiples growing in one compartment. But that's what we've done. Now we're just going to baby them a little bit and see how many of them grow all the way up. Thank you for watching. God bless.